What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, it seems that some more news has come out about Elder Scrolls 7, 6. That's the new one coming out. And it's like that one might be exclusive too. So, Porter Rock, which, I mean, Alex did a video. He had mad receipts. He wasn't even talking about Elder Scrolls 6. But he was talking about something else. I can't remember. But he got receipts on Porter Rock. Talking about Gears Reload, Gears E-Day. Gonna play it on his Pro. Oh, that's hilarious. See, if Ashi keeps this up, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. And it's like they know they're gonna lose a little bit of sales, but they're going to gain people buying consoles, which will gain on the ecosystem. So, I mean, that's how Sony thinks. They're like, oh, we're going to get more consoles so more people buy into the ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. We'll make more money on the ecosystem versus the actual games themselves. That's what Sony's thinking. And they think their games are so precious, which they're not. Because if you look at the actual game sales of PlayStation first-party games on PlayStation, kind of suck, kind of low, kind of not that special. But Elder Scrolls 6, that's a game everybody wants to play because Skyrim was the banger. Skyrim was the best game ever created. But now, Elder Scrolls 6 though, I want to see what Todd's got going on with the, was it Creation Engine 29 or whatever, it's 3 now. I mean, I would say the only problem that they might have is that it is Creation Engine 3, and from what I've heard, from what P.P. Perkins told me, they said that basically the other studios like Obsidian and all these other studios are going to help with, Elder Scrolls 6, in turn. Like, I'm saying, oh, you guys aren't really ready to release something. Let's get some of your team to come over, help out with Elder Scrolls, get it out faster. That's the whole point. Asha wants it quick. They don't want 7, 10, 11, 12 year, dev cycles. They want 3, 4 years at maximum. I would say 3 years would be ideal. And that way they can kind of split up teams and do 2 at a time. You go 3, 3. And so every 3 years, the game's coming out. Or 2 at a time would be 2 games every 3 years. Well, you know what I'm saying. But, it just makes, like, I know there's an artistic part. Art takes time, and especially these type of games, because these type of games are more VFX than they are actually games. And there's a whole section of studios that are dedicated for VFX, explosions and lighting effects and all these things, right? That's all stuff that was kind of dedicated for, before 3D games, it didn't exist. And now it's mainly for film. And what Sony did first was to dedicate a team of that caliber for VFX for movies to the games, and that's where the games kind of jumped out. The late PS3 games, the early PS4 games and stuff. That's why they were like, oh my gosh, these games look like movies. Unfortunately, Sony didn't know what to do with that power, because with some power comes some responsibility. With no power comes no responsibility. But they had the power, but they weren't responsible, and so they let it fluttered away. And now anybody and their mama could do what they do and do it better because they're better storytellers. Sony, I would say the only reason anything that's under Sony has a good story is not because of Sony, it's because of Lord and Miller. Period. That's it, and that's all. You look at anything that they have done that has Spider-Man or Spider anything on it, it's because of them. Spider Noir, Lord and Miller is an executive producer on there. So some of the elements in that show, Lord and Miller idea. And I know exactly which one it was. I know what twist it was. Everything else was kind of like, meh. Everything was like, meh. Like, if the Lord and Miller flavor wasn't in there, I think it was like mid-season when it happened, I'd have been like, it's alright. But like with the Lord and Miller kind of thing, I was like, okay, that was pretty good. It still kind of ended kind of flat though. I watched the whole thing. It's alright. If you like noir type of shows and noir type of movies, then that's your thing. But it's alright. I watched it in color, by the way. I didn't watch it in black and white. I was like, look, I'm not losing any information. Give me all the information. I want all the hues, all the colors, and it looked beautiful. It was great. Anyway, like I said, Sony had the power. They lost it. They lost because they didn't use it correctly. They overspent. They did all these things. They weren't smart. They're still not smart. This whole generation has been a failure for PlayStation because they should have buried everybody, but they wasted billions of dollars on these live service games. Billions of dollars on live service games, and they're not getting anything from it. They're not getting any money from it. But look at what Microsoft did. They spent billions of dollars, invested billions of dollars, and what happened? They're getting money back like crazy. Call of Duty's making them bank. Candy Crush making them bank. Now there's gonna be nips and tucks, like I said before, because Asha's like, yo, I know we making all this money, but we also spending all this money. So how can we tighten this ship up? And with giant corporations, there's always going to be some kind of just overage, or not overage, but just a need to be more efficient. And I mean, I see it at my job, and you know, I sit there and I'm asking supervisors, higher ups, I'm like, why is this way? And they don't have an answer for me because honestly, they don't care. You know, they're sitting there, they're like, blah blah blah, I just want to do my job, get out of here, get paid. That's all. That's what most people want to do, right? Some people care about their career, care about, you know, what they do and stuff, but some people just don't. And you're going to find these people in these game devs places too. I mean, most of them, they want to be game devs. They're artists. They want to, you know, do the art, and that's first and foremost. It's not about being the fastest or the best or whatever, but that's important. If you're the best and the fastest, then you've replaced 10 people. You can do the work of 10 people. Why do we need to pay these 10 people $100,000 a year plus, and we just pay you $100 plus a year, a little bit more? It's more beneficial. So one of the solutions is to get more skilled talent. Now, it's about finding the talent. You got to find these people. You have to find people to find the people. You need to find the people who have the eye to say, yo, this person is good at what they do. You know, are they faking the funk? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Some people fake the funk and they say, yo, this is my portfolio, and they're using AI and whatever else to fake their portfolio, and then they can't do stuff when they get at their job. Or people are just the best. Or you see a lot of YouTubers out there doing the work, and they're like, yo, hire that dude. He knows his back and forth, up and down at Unreal and Blender and everything else. Hire that guy. Ask them if they want to do some work, you know? And the whole thing with the contract, I mean, contract work is a way for them to hire more people without having the financial responsibility of benefits and all these things, right? And that's fine. But at the same time, it is bad because you don't, like, say if you have somebody who's super qualified and does good work, well, maybe they do hire them full time. But if they don't, I mean, honestly, it's good and it's bad. The good thing is that you can vet people that way. You can be like, all right, you're going to be a contractor. They check them out. They do their work. They see how they do. And then at the end of their 6 months or 18 months or whatever, they're like, all right, is this person good enough to, you know, to hire, or, you know, we're going to extend the contract, or what we're going to do? And so, you know, that's all business stuff, but it's necessary to tighten the ship up. You know, it's necessary to keep the budgets down. It's necessary to keep the engine flowing and going so we get these games. And ultimately, for us gamers, that's what it's about. It's about getting these games. And, you know, there's no other, like, explanation. There's no other way to say, oh, man, that's why they're doing this because they suck and blah blah blah. They're doing this because they're third place, and y'all are stupid. You know, Microsoft, Xbox, I think they have more money than PlayStation / Sony. If you want to do that, I mean, I think Xbox itself has more. If you want to take how they refocused and they rebranded Xbox. Xbox now controls all of the elements of the gaming side. So you put in ABK, you put in everything, Bethesda, you put in all the game studios. They are worth more than PlayStation, period. That's it. There's no question. You know, they're a bigger corporation. Xbox, the Xbox brand underneath Microsoft. And there was kind of talk about, oh, they're gonna spin off Xbox. Y'all are dumb, because you're trying to take that as a negative. You're trying to take that as, oh, they're gonna sell off Xbox like Sony did their Bravia to TCL. It's like, no, that's not how it works. What Sony did a couple, I can't remember how when it was, years ago. They basically took the Sony Interactive Entertainment and all the other subsidiaries with the Sony, like PlayStation, and they combined it all into one. So now Sony, I think it was something Sony Computer Interactive, whatever, and now it's Sony Interactive Entertainment. They combined it all into one. Same thing the Xbox was doing, is reorganizing, restructuring all the Xbox brands, because they did. I saw a video. I think it was Destin. Yeah, Destin did a video, and he listed all of the different kind of companies underneath the Xbox branding. And it was Xbox console, like hardware, Xbox Studios, Game Pass. It was like 8, not 10 or something like that. It was crazy. It was a ridiculous amount. So I was like, okay, they need to restructure. They need to put all this stuff together and just make it work. I understand why they're separate, because they're separate so that they can have separate budgets. But like combining them and changing the structure may simplify, may ease the financial burden of any one of them. I mean, if everybody's pulling their weight, then it should be an issue. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but I'm just saying, you know, that whole Bethesda thing, the whole Elder Scrolls 6, come on, son. Porter Rock, guess he's getting an Xbox, because he said it on. I saw the clip. He was like, yeah, if they make, I'm sorry, I can't do Dirt's Porter Rock. It's not fair to Dirt. I don't care about Porter. It's not fair to Dirt. So let me try to. Hello, this is Porter Rock, yo. I can't do it. It's Porter Rock, yo. Your only friend in these YouTube streets. No, that's not him. Sorry, I haven't been practicing, so it's all good. But he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get an Xbox. If Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive, I'm getting an Xbox. I'm gonna get the Xbox. I'm sorry, I gotta make it like, I'm gonna get it. I can't do it because my mic is too good. It just won't distort like his. It's uncanny how he has distortion. Like I mean, he must have the gain all the way up. Maybe he's trying to fight the echo in the room. I don't know what it is. Just do it outside. There's no echo, unless you're in a alleyway or something. Anyway, more greenery, touch grass or leaves. I'm just saying. I think I'm gonna do more of these. It's pleasant. Although people like to get in the camera shot. I had to move the camera because somebody just came out. I'm setting up. She just come out and just stand there with it. I'm like, well, why? Why? She think I'm famous or something? I'm not famous. Get out my shot. I had to switch it. So now you get more greenery. You're welcome. Anyway, I appreciate your hand show. Like hit me in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Bethesda potentially making Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive. If that's exclusive, PlayStation's done. That's it and that's all. I like it. I like this energy. This energy is the best. It's so good. Anyway, I got to go put some grublets in my belly. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Till the wait.